Hey everyone, it's Presley of ActOutGames. Vidcon here, and I'm making a good sound. And today we are watching the solar eclipse. It is, I think, 70% here.
Yeah.
And it's really warm right now.
So we're staring at the sun.
Yeah.
It just started.
Yeah.
We just got a little bit of the moon on the sun right now. Here. You can kind of barely tell. Like if you didn't have the glasses on, you wouldn't even know it was happening yet. Oh, there goes clouds.
There we
You
go.
can see the clouds kind of going across. So Cooper, what's happening, buddy?
It's basically the moon is right here, and every like 20 years or so, the sun is right here, and the moon goes around. So sometimes it blocks right here. Here blocks the sun, so the sun would make the shadow on the earth.
And we're sitting in the shadow. All right. Good job, buddy.
The clouds are covering it a little bit, so we have a little bit of time to talk about it. It's really, really cool. I think it's doing it 100% today. So I'm really excited to keep looking at it. Right now it looks like either a cat head or the little crescent shape on Artemis and Luna from Sailor Moon's foreheads.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and it's really cool. Hey, it's back.
So it's slowly creeping across. It's getting a little bit bigger every time. So right now what you got is the sun, and then the moon, and then the clouds, and then the earth. Right, so it's all blocking each other. They're all banging into stuff. So down here, all we see is the first thing. So we see clouds, because they're blocking the moon, which is blocking the sun.
The moon is blocking the sun, and the clouds is blocking the moon, so it can't do its shadow down on the earth, so the clouds are blocking everything. So all we can see is the clouds, because that's the first thing above the earth.
Where do you think the moon's shadow is right now?
It hits the clouds.
It does. It's on the other side of the clouds. So there's a big moon shadow on the back of the clouds. We just can't see it because we're looking through it. Although I feel it getting bright right now, so you can probably see.
Yeah, I can see it because I just put on my glasses.
Because that's the sun. What are they turning into?
Oh,
Where are they now, Cooper?
Footprints?
They're like little bananas because it's all little pictures of the eclipse.
It's a banana.
It's a ton of little pictures. So it's like a pinhole camera. It's just got a whole bunch of little pinholes. So if they were smaller holes, it would look even better. But with these big holes, it's a little blurry, but you can see a whole bunch of little eclipses. Is that cool? It goes right through the little hole and it
What
projects.
little hole?
I put a tiny little hole in the middle of the aluminum foil. You see it? Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Yeah. So the light goes through that little hole and it hits the box. And then you can, with the distance, you can control how big it is and how focused it is. So look at that.
Yeah, right there.
That's the eclipse. So that's what you were doing when the little boy was showing you in the box. It had a little hole on one side and a little white paper on the other side. And you made a little eclipse. Okay, Puchan, here's, so, I don't know, like part of the eclipse, like what's happening sort of scientifically doesn't really amaze me. Like I don't know why I haven't really super gotten into the eclipse. I don't know, right? I mean the moon's passing in front of the sun and there's a shadow. Like,
it only happens every like 5 years.
Like the infrequency of it makes it really interesting. And it is pretty, it's cool to see, right? But here's what I think is interesting, what I've been thinking about a little bit today, that I want to give you some homework on today, okay? So, thousands of years ago, when, like, it's like knowing how movies are made, right? When you watch a movie, sometimes you're not amazed by the moon, you know how they did the effects, right? So here you know that the moon's passing in front of the sun, and it's just this regular cycle, and it's going to hit, it's going to happen. But thousands of years ago, when people didn't know what was happening, and the sun went away in the middle of the day, and it became dark, and the eclipse went across. I mean, can you just imagine what that was like? Like what people felt was happening? And so surely they made up all kinds of really awesome like mythology around the eclipse, right? Yeah. So your job today is to look up some mythology that came about because of the eclipse.
I remember there being something.
And like we've known about like what happened for a long time, right? So people have understood the stars and the cycles and all those things for a long time. So I'm curious too, like, was it in all of recorded history, did we understand what was happening and so it wasn't super freaky? that it was happening because we knew what was going on, or is there recorded history of a time when we didn't know what the eclipse was, and that there's legends about the eclipse and stuff?
Yeah.
So I don't even know the answer to that question.
I remember something super vague about Helios and Apollo having to switch every once in a while,
Okay.
and that's why sometimes they had to go away so that Take could switch.
Okay, so you're
But I don't remember if that's true or not.
You're in charge today of learning some eclipse mythology that
I'm
we
good at
can
that. I like
share
mythology.
with us. Up. If you guys know any eclipse mythology, I would love to hear what you know about it too. So,
Yeah.
but for now, we're just going to watch the rest of the eclipse. We're right kind of in the peak of it right this second.
Yeah.
So let's watch the last part.
Yeah.
Okay, so watching the eclipse was cooler than I thought it was going to be.
It was amazing.
I don't know, I just didn't do it for me this year, but I had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
And it was nice that we could watch it from home.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we didn't go to Nashville because there were clouds during the totality.
Were there?
Nashville. Yeah. So they saw all of the eclipse except the one piece that you really want to see when you're someplace. And one of the other things I saw on TV, like they saw, like it lasts for 2.5 minutes, the totality, so you can look at it and it looks like Dan's t-shirt. But they saw, like there was 2.5 minutes and it was all behind clouds, and then like 3 seconds at the end it popped out and you got to see it for like 3 seconds, and then the sun kind of peeked back out again. So, yeah,
That sounds really cool.
I don't know, I would rather see it longer than 3
Your
seconds.
description is
If we
it
were
looks
doing
like Dan's t-shirt.
It does look like Dan's t-shirt. It's exactly like Dan's t-shirt, but it's an eclipse. It's the corona of the sun. Anyway, so I'm more interested to hear now about your research.
Yes. Also, you could tell which one was Dan.
You know how I know that? Because Dan is not on fire. I think about the sun being on fire and being like a fusion reaction.
On fire.
And so fire and the corona of the sun, like that's how I make that connection.
Okay, you realized.
I don't know. If you showed me pictures of the two of them, I couldn't tell you which one wears that shirt. But I know it's Dan. I just don't know which one's Dan. I know it's Dan because Dan is not on fire, and I always equate the fire. I always equate the fire to the shirt.
It's a Dan.
I just don't know which one is which. So they are Dan and Phil.
Yes.
Dan and or Phil.
Yes.
Is how I will address them from now on.
And we have met them numerous times. Yeah.
How's it going, Dan and or Phil?
We haven't met them separately yet, though. So
I like that there's an and in there, just in case you're Dan and Phil.
Well, if you're meeting Dill, you could say that.
Right. Okay.
Well, they have to play Dill.
Tell me about your eclipse research outside of Dan and Phil.
My research, it turns out all of the myths had Dan and Phil in them. I did a little bit of research on it, a lot. It turns out that the Greek myth I had was because Helios' son died while trying to drive the chariot, so, and that is why he switched off with Apollo, maybe, possibly.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
It wasn't eclipse related?
It was not. It was not eclipse
Okay.
related. It was sometimes, it was said in some myths.
So the Greeks knew.
They knew. They had, I think their astronomy.
They could predict
They could predict the eclipse, and they kind of knew what was going on. So I don't think they had eclipse glasses, but I think they knew what was happening. So
I wonder if the people who were anti, or that don't believe in climate change, doubted that there was going to be an eclipse today. I wonder if they're yeah, I don't believe these guys. My calculations say it's going to be next week, so I'm not going outside at 9 o'clock in the morning. Or if they actually trusted the scientists this time to predict that there was going to be an eclipse. That's a whole side note.
Yes, exactly.
it's wrong here.
What myths for a while. Anyway, okay, so it wasn't Greek. What did you find? Did you find myths in other cultures that were used to explain?
Actually, I found a bunch of really cool ones and a bunch of really cool rituals too. The rituals surrounding the eclipse are really nice.
Yep.
So
should have done some of those.
Well, those include shooting flaming arrows at the sun and going neck deep in water.
I would have done either of those. We could have done both of those. Totally, those both sound awesome.
We don't have any flaming arrows.
We have a pool. We could stand neck deep in water and watch the eclipse. That would have been awesome.
It's only 3 feet deep.
You just squat down. There's another pool that's deeper. We could have totally made that happen. Okay, I'm going to go on another tangent.
Yes.
When Mommy and I were planning our wedding and thinking about getting married, my idea was to have a world culture marriage obstacle course. And so all of these different cultures have different traditions that you do during the marriage. There's this old African tradition of jumping over a broom, and the Jewish weddings where they stomp and break a glass, and they do all of these different things, and so I was going to do like an obstacle course where we had to do like all of those things, and you know, like jump over ring at the beginning and do a bunch of other things, and do a regular wedding there in the middle, or maybe like a Western wedding in the middle there, and then at the end you stop the glass and then you're married. And so I wanted to do this big multicultural wedding off. Maybe you can do it when you get married.
Yeah.
So hey, there's another tangent for different rituals. When you say rituals, that's one of the things.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you learn about? Okay, so there's 2 rituals: firing flaming arrows at the sun.
Those were only some of the rituals.
And
those are the ones I remember.
But so what are the explanations? What are the
explanation,
the lore?
The explanations for, I'll do each of the rituals because those tie in well.
Yeah.
The flaming arrows one was I don't remember which society this one was, but they believed that the sun like went out.
Oh, okay.
They believed the sun went out, which is logical because
Gotcha.
it's now not in the sky.
Right.
So they would shoot flaming arrows at it.
To try to reignite.
And that probably killed a few people.
I love
but
it. I think it's awesome.
It worked,
That's
and
a
it
good
made
one.
sense.
Nice.
So
Good find.
that was a good one.
Yep.
And then there was, I'm pretty sure this is the Chinese myth around it, where they believed in a very traditional sense that a dragon was eating the sun.
Okay.
So what they would do is they would make really, really loud noise, like banging anything they could get together, and screaming violently to try and scare away the dragon so that it didn't eat the sun, because obviously that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
And apparently it worked, so that was cool.
Well, it didn't work because he ate the sun, but then he spit it back up, I guess, because of all the noise.
Yeah, or maybe they thought that he was going in front of the sun and they scared him off and he wouldn't eat the sun. And then there's the Hindu
That might happen next week. No, next week Game of Thrones. Your dragons are going to eat the sun next week. I can buy that.
How can they do that?
I don't know. How can they do any of the things they do?
Anyways, the next one was, I told you about this one, it's Hindu mythology.
Okay.
And they had this very long myth that sort of boils down to this evil guy wanted to go to this party with all the gods, where they were drinking their magical make me immortal drink. And he wanted to drink that. So he drank like 1 drop of it before one of the other gods heard about it and decapitated him. So his head stayed alive because it had the immortal juice in it, but the rest of his body died. So his head just kind of floats around in space and is really angry now.
Okay, nice.
So occasionally it tries to eat the sun. And it succeeds in eating the sun, but then it spits it back out. Well, actually, technically, it comes out of its severed throat.
You're right.
So.
No, this is my favorite one. Like, I love this. I've never heard this before, and when you mentioned it earlier today, I was like, that's awesome. That's really cool. So his severed head, like a Baron Munchausen style, is floating around in space, and then he eats the sun and swallows it to get his revenge somehow. I don't know how that's getting his revenge, but that's getting his revenge. And then well, there you go. Once he swallows the sun, though, it just pops back out his little dangly esophagus, and it's back. We get the sun back. I love it. I absolutely love that. And that's the fact of the day for me, by far. That's more entertaining than watching the eclipse. Hearing that story,
Really?
Love it.
I love mythology a lot. And then there was, I think this one is Siberian?
Ooh, okay.
I think so.
Right.
And they believed that the sun, when it eclipsed, was diseased. And it was diseased. So they would cover up their cooking pots and
like it's spreading disease?
Yeah, like it's
the sun's rays are shooting disease at people? Nice.
Exactly
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So they would cover up all of their cooking pots and their beds and themselves and anything.
Yeah.
They would hide for like a day and then they would come out. And once the sun wasn't diseased anymore. Apparently the sun has a really great immune system.
Yeah, nice.
But they would do that. I thought that was really cool because fascinating that they saw it and assumed the sun was spreading a disease.
Yeah, that's cool.
Instead of like dying or going out. And there were like several other myths in which the sun was eaten. There was one by 2 wolves.
Well, I mean, even when we were watching it, we were saying it was like somebody's taking a bite out of it. Like we kept describing it as a bite out of the apple or something. And even the other family that was next to us with the kids was talking about it. It's like a bite's taken out of it and stuff. So I can see where thinking about eating, because it does look like a little mouth chomp coming out of it.
There was the Norse one, which is some wolves were eating it.
Yeah.
And then there was the head one, and a dragon one. And then I think there was a couple with like lions, maybe?
Yeah, like the head one's really good because I can see how the sun came back.
Yeah.
Like with the ones with wolves eating it, I don't know where the sun.
I think it was 2. There was one, which I think is the Norse one, is that like Loki sent the wolves to go eat it, but it was too hot, so he spit it back out.
Ah, okay, well, see, there you go. Okay, at least
They said why it came back.
Yeah, so this is good, because we watched a bunch of stuff leading up to the eclipse, and people were talking about the science of the eclipse and what's happening, which to me is just not all that fascinating. Like the moon's passing between us, it's a thing. It is pretty and it's rare, so that's all cool, right? But I thought maybe a little bit different angle would be to spend a little bit of time thinking about what it would have been like thousands of years ago to see this and just be like, oh my God, I've got to restart the sun. Like that's a lot of pressure on a dude with a flaming arrow. Right? The sun went out and I got to restart the sun. It's like the guy in Barcelona. Was it Barcelona? The Olympic thing that I showed you? Like my favorite. I love Olympic torch lightings. It's one of my favorite things in the world. And the Barcelona one, I think it was, where the guy shot the flaming arrow up into like that. They should have had that dude restart the sun because the guy was awesome. He probably could have done it. So that was really cool. I think doing the research on these myths and legends was one of the most interesting things that happened. Okay, tell me the last one. Wrap it up. Bring it up. It better be a good one.
It's the one which I also don't remember the culture from. I just remember the myth, where the sun and the moon were brothers.
Oh, nice.
Brother and sister, actually.
Yeah.
And the sun and the moon got in a big argument, and the sun walked away, and then the moon started chasing her down to like settle the argument and fight. And whenever they caught up to each other, they would pass over, and then the sun would walk away again.
Oh, nice.
And then
that is a nice one.
that's a nice one. And then also they're adding to the Norse one because I didn't finish it. And part of Ragnarok is that the wolves actually finished eating the sun and didn't spit it back out, and that was part of Ragnarok.
But see, this is fascinating to me. Like the eclipse itself, not so much, but this is awesome.
Mythology is always fascinating.
Thank you for doing the research and learning these cool stories. Yeah, that was really cool. Awesome. Okay, well, so now you learned some stuff for the next eclipse. You can tell people, you can hang out and be the guy that tells all these crazy stories about what's going on during the eclipse.
Yeah,
right?
or apparently the UV rays. Also, this is like a modern myth that hurt unborn children somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
I don't see why anyone would think that. It's people still think it right now.
I'm sure they do.
But
cool. Okay, well, get us out of here.
just the sun.
It's been a long day. I've been staring at the sun all day. My eyes hurt.
You've been staring at it through glasses, I hope.
Yeah, I'm still tired. I spent a lot of time in the sun today.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to press that subscribe button for more videos like this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
More videos where you learn solar eclipse myths.
I would like to talk about mythology more often.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye!